are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
So where are you located?
We're in Mississippi.
Okay.
You're in California, right?
Yeah.
Where are
So
you from? You have a beautiful accent.
where do you think I'm from? Oh, I'm excited because usually people like say straight away. I'm from Paris. I'm French.
Ah, yes, now I hear it. Okay, I hear it. It's beautiful.
But I have a
Gosh.
little bit of South African accent also because I lived in South Africa for many years.
Oh, no wonder you have an accent that combines the two most beautiful accents together into one.
You're very kind.
But thank
Yeah.
you so much for meeting with me today. I really appreciate it. This is obviously very laid back. I just wanted to hop on here.
Yeah.
I've been on your website. You have a really nice website. I'm guessing you have a very successful business. So
Thank you.
I would love for you just to introduce yourself and your business, and then we'll just take it from there.
Would you like to just explain to me, I'll do all of that, just to share with me a little bit who you are and what you do and the podcast and all of these things? Do you mind? Just a few.
Oh,
And maybe you
absolutely.
did, but I received so many, I cannot exactly remember. I should have checked, but I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, no problem. I'm Kira Bailey. I've been an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life. I started in Montessori schools, building
Yeah.
Montessori schools.
Oh,
And
wow.
my husband is a trainer. And we decided that he thought he wanted to stop training for a while. And then he realized I miss it. So we thought we'd just start a small little training business. It totally blew up. And I guess just because of my entrepreneurial background, I saw
Yeah.
so many opportunities in that business to put in systems and things that would help keep it running even when we weren't there all the time.
Mm,
So we were able to sell it last
nice.
for multiple seven figures. So it gave
Fantastic.
us an opportunity to start over and do what we
Yeah.
want to do. We built a mountain home and just have
Love
fun.
it.
Then I was thinking the end goal in business, whether you have a passion for it and you want to work your whole life in that business, the end goal is your exit. How do you exit out of that business? And if you have put in the systems that will allow someone else to come in and take over immediately, then all of your work is paid for. You know, they will pay you for all of that work that you did. But if you don't have the systems in place, then you don't have a proper exit.
Yeah. May I say, you're missing one thing.
Tell me.
This time processes 100%. To have an exit in mind, even though you don't want to exit 100%, but you're missing one big element, in my opinion. Two big elements, actually. To have a vision, a strong vision, because otherwise people, where do you go? What's your destination? And the second thing that you need to build a strong team, a team that's going to be aligned with your vision. And I think that it's
Absolutely.
great to have all these systems and processes, of course, 100%. But if you don't have a great vision where people can align to that vision, they feel connected and they feel it's their own. So you can have a team-led company and you can scale your business so you attract investors. So I assume that when you sold your business, you had systems, processes, strong vision, and also an aligned team that could implement your vision, correct?
Yes, yes. Those are the pillars right there. Absolutely. But I
Right there.
think if you don't have the vision, you don't have the passion, people aren't going to be interested in
Correct.
taking it.
Correct. It's
So,
everything. Vision is everything.
yeah, yeah. That's what keeps you up at night. That's what keeps you waking up going, how can I do that better? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I completely agree. But I started this business because I see so much burnout in this industry. And I think the reason they
In
burn
the
out
training industry or in which industry now?
pet industry, whether it's
Right. Okay.
veterinarians, groomers, trainers, boarding daycare, there's so much burnout. And I
Correct.
think it's because it is a passion. Of course, we take it all and we feel like we have to do it all. We can't delegate. We can't let technology or AI do pieces of it because then we lose control. But if you see that you don't have to take the human part out, even when you put systems and AI in, then all of a sudden you're not burning out. You can focus on what's really important, whether it's the dogs, the clients. You can start growing the business instead of working in the business. So that's why I wanted to start this business. We sold ours. And
So what's your business exactly in the pet then?
it's called Vellum Agency. And what
Okay.
I do is I help people look at the bottlenecks in their business, whether it's communicating with staff or clients or generating new leads or whatever it might be. And then we look at different AI opportunities, or not even AI every time, but just different automations, and see what can we implement into their business to take that stress off, to alleviate those bottlenecks so they can either grow, they can sell, they can take just a little bit of time off with family, whatever their goals are. But that's what I'm wanting to do with this. And it helps me
Beautiful.
start with the podcast because then I get a feel for where are the common problems that we're seeing. And after, I guess I've done about 9 or 10 now. And it's so interesting to see a lot of it is, of course, your personalities. It's the dynamics in your business. It's some of it is client communication and scheduling and filling in the gaps. And those are easy problems to solve with AI and automations. But the whole piece of the work dynamic, that's the big challenge. And I'm wrapping my head around that. How do we solve that problem? Is it better hiring, better training, better onboarding? What is it? How are we going to solve that problem? And another piece about the pet industry, and I'll stop talking about myself, but you asked.
No, good. Yeah, of course.
Another piece about the pet industry that drives me crazy is it seems to be this race to the bottom. You have one daycare or boarding facility over here and it's undercutting their prices so that they can get all of these clients from over here. And it's a race to the bottom. The value doesn't match the price anymore. So these one-off places that hold true to their beliefs, hold true to their prices, are feeling pressure from the other places that are just cutting prices. And I hate to see that because it hurts everybody.
Look, for us, it's very different in what we've been doing. We don't feel the burnout. We don't feel the race to the bottom. We don't really have all of these things that you're mentioning. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a serial entrepreneur, I've done it 8 times. So I sold many companies all over the world. And so maybe I'm approaching it in a different way. But we have a very strong vision. You can ask anyone in our company, what's our vision? They'll tell you. What our core values, they'll tell you. Even our clients will tell you. So we actually increase our prices. We don't race to the bottom. And people are happy to pay whatever we charge. They actually call us and say, whatever you want me to pay, I'm happy with that because I heard about you guys. So and then I think if you're going to get into that trap of racing to the bottom, then you don't. I feel that then you're not true to, you don't have a strong vision.
Right.
Because I think that the vision is everything. If people are going to be aligned with your vision, if your team is aligned, if you have a great team, and if you have and you are targeting the client that will actually connect with that vision, they will pay whatever you want them to pay. So I think it's a myth. In every industry, we can race to the bottom. Every industry. Yeah, there's plenty of daycare popping up every day. Around us, there are 8, 9. Doesn't matter. I think that if you have differentiated what you're good at and continue being excellent in what you do and being different from the rest and looking at being true to your words and people feel aligned to what you're doing, then it's going to be a big difference, in my opinion.
How do you help people understand that what you're offering is premium? and that you're worth what you're charging them?
Okay, so the first thing is that I think it's that to know where you're going, to know what you're doing, and to know who you are. You're not everything for everyone. So
Right.
you're going to have to know who you're targeting, who are your ideal clients, who is your avatar. And then from there, you're going to look at what am I going to offer? So it's not that what my product and who I'm targeting is the other way around. Who do I want to have as clients? Who are my ideal clients? And what kind of products and services I can offer them that they want? So you
So
ask them.
you've done it through the back way. Instead of creating your services, you create the client that you want. You find them and then you create services for that client. Is that
Well,
right?
that's
You're doing
marketing,
100
isn't it? But Kira, isn't it what marketing is about? Is that
for the
understanding your
people that are
client?
successful. Yes. Yes.
Isn't
But
it
for
what
those
it's all
that
about?
aren't, they create a product first and then they go out and they try to find somebody who
Then
wants to
that's
buy
the
it.
other way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
you,
that's the other way around. Yeah. Well, are we recording? Are you going to
yes,
record?
yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's really that's how I see any business for that matter. You need to have a vision. You need to know what you're good at, what you're excellent at, what's your zone of genius. How are you going to, you have these ideal clients that you want to target. What do they want? What do they need? And I think that's a good start. And for us, we realize that if you're going to give them peace of mind. So our vision is raising the bar in dog care, transforming the lives of dogs and humans around them. You can ask anyone in our company, our vision, they will know it. They feel it. We hire people based on our vision. We get clients based on our vision because this means that the clients, so the pet owners, they're going to have peace of mind. They're going to realize that we want to raise the bar. And in everything we do, we raise the bar. We don't compromise on our core values, no matter what. And I think that, for example, we had two dogs that started to cough. We closed for 14 days. We didn't even try any because that's peace of mind. We texted all our clients and they all say, oh my gosh, we appreciate you so much. And we know that in other pet care, they would not have done that. We took very strong measures in everything we do. We will, for example, introduce every dog to every new one. Because we realize that in most daycare, what they do is that they group dogs according to their breed or according to the size or to the temperament. It doesn't work like this. We have a dog, he's a Great Pyrenees, 150-pound dog. And his best friend is a Chihuahua, Jazzy. Big ears, the Chihuahua is like 15
I can
pounds.
totally see that.
They're best friends. We would have done what traditionally all daycare do. These two guys would have never been best friends. So we're disrupting the industry, and I'm very happy about that, but in a good way. We're making people feel happy because we really have for each dog a list of dogs that they get on well and they don't get on well. And when you talk to our staff, they'll tell you, we're very happy there because we don't need to deal with fights all the time. We're not stressed. We interviewed staff in other pet care, and they are very stressed because the way they're doing it is that the more dogs, the better. Let's get more and more. We don't do that. For us, we want the best experience for the dog, for the pet parents, and the staff. It's very important for us because staff can be is when you want to sell a company or when you want to attract investor, which is not our case. But if you want to get to that place, you need to have staff that is loyal, staff that's going to be happy and want to stay.
Yeah. You did touch on staff a little bit. What do you do in the interview process that allows you to look through surface level? Because so many times in the interview, they tell you what you want to hear. How can you dig under that surface level and figure out, is this an employee that is going to believe in our vision? That is going to.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Firstly, I use a lot of the behavioral question. I think behavioral questions are always a very important part. If
Do you
put
send
them
that in advance? Do you have
I do pre-screening. Questions. I always get a lot of resumes, not me anymore, but one of my staff. And what we do is that we're not going to just to interview everybody, no point, or even the resume that look good, we don't. So we have two things that we do. The first one is we do pre-screening questions, and we see how fast they react to that, how fast they're going to answer, and they're going, how seriously they're going to take these questions. So that is a first, I would say, touch point with potential candidates. According to what they're going to say, sometimes what we do is that we follow that with a recording. We ask them to record themselves and to tell us why they love what they're doing or whatever. So it gives us an idea of how they would talk to our clients, right? So sometimes we do that. And then afterwards, the ones that pass, that are shortlisted, then we're going to interview them. And then we're going to ask them more behavioral questions. And then the last part, it's the 3 C's of recruiting, right? It's firstly, it's, what is it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But what we do is I'll get that back to you. But the reference are very important to me. So even if everybody answers properly, at the end, we're going to check their reference. But what we do is that we don't do it in a normal way. We don't say, hey, how you doing? What do you think of such person? We're going to go into practical questions because we know that people that are in your reference list, they're going just to say great thing. But if you ask specific question, practical question, then you can't just say, oh, this person is great. No, I'll ask you a practical question. How do I communicate best with that person? That is very specific, right? It's not, oh, she's great. No, how do you communicate best with that person? And that's going to tell me a lot about who she is or who he is.
And what are you looking for when you ask that question? What is that? Oh, this is one we need to keep interviewing, or?
So in behavioral question with the candidate or in the referencing?
In the
What was your question?
references. When you're
in the
talking
referencing. Yeah. So we want people who can think independently, people who can also follow instructions, people who are going to be loyal, people who want to be team players, who are capable of following a vision, who feel so all of that when it comes to communications are very important. We want people to think for themselves, critical thinkers, right? People, when they see a situation, we want them to, it depends on which level, because we have different level in our company. We have runners. They are between 16, 18, 19 years old. They are really part-time and they come and help us to actually, they run. They bring a dog. We call them the runners.
Yes, I see why that's a 16, 17, or 18-year-old.
They love it. They work with dogs and they run all day long. Then we have the dog handlers. The dog handlers, it's a level up where we're going to test them. We're going to train them to be able to handle certain groups of dogs, the easiest groups.
Is that like a daycare attendant? Is that a handler? Is that
so? Dog handlers are the staff that are going to take care of a group. And so what we do when you were talking about systems and processes, when we arrive in the morning and we know all the dogs that they've booked, we're going to look at groups. We're going to see how we're going to group these dogs, and we're going to see what staff is on call or is supposed to come. So we're going to group according to the level of experience. There are some dogs that are challenging. There are some dogs that are not challenging, that they will get on well. That, like, for example, the one behind me, this one, she's our swim coach. Her name is Catalina, and she's our swim coach. She will train any dog to swim. And I'm not joking. She is amazing. She's
this one right here is looking at her. Am I doing this right? Am I doing it?
Yeah. Yeah. And she's going to tell them what to do. It's amazing to watch. So she's part of our staff now.
Do you pay her?
Oh, a lot of treats. And she loves treats.
Is she your dog or is she a client's dog?
Yeah, she's a client, but she comes almost every day.
Oh, I love that.
And she loves swimming, and she's so good. We realized that she will get dogs to swim with her. And when we saw that, we thought, oh my gosh, but we need to use her. And she loves it. So every new dog that comes, she helped them to get excited. So this dog, this one, the parents came and said to us, so we're going to be on the boat for 2 weeks. Can you please train our dog to swim? So we say, Catalina, can you help us? This one. And it just happened, and it was just beautiful.
How does she do that? Does she
So I think
just want to follow her into the water?
yeah. So firstly, she's got a lot of confidence, right? And so she's going to go pick up the ball, come back, and the dog get very excited. So and when the dog get excited, they want to do it. They see how much fun it's, but some dogs just don't want to do it, like to jump. And for some odd reason, I don't know, when it's a human, we need to take the dog, carry on top of our head, like not to touch the water, touching one paw, two paws. For some reason, she managed to get them to follow her. So it's interesting.
She looks like an otter. If she
Yeah,
was
she
a
does.
killer, she would be an otter.
She
So
does.
pretty. Talk to me about your onboarding process when you have new staff come on. Do you have specific, okay, day one, this is what you're going to be doing, and you go down the checklist? And is it a one-on-one training kind of thing? Is it an iPad and they're watching videos? Talk to me about that and how long it
Yeah.
takes.
Yeah, good question. So depending on which level, if it's a dog, if it's a runner, or if it's a dog handler, or if it's a trainer, or if it's higher. So what we do is that everything is based on the gap analysis. So when a person is recruited, we analyze, so we tell them exactly what the expectations, what we expect from them. And from that, we say, okay, how today do you rate yourself from 1 to 5? And then, so we have an idea of what's happening right now, what they want. Okay. And then we say, okay, we're going to put in place a program. How are you going to get to, to where you need to be 5 out of 5 in all of these criteria? Because that's where you're going to be ready to take on your job. And so so we start with a gap analysis. How are we going to bridge the gap between where they are today to where they need to be? And we're going to put some training, some formal training, and we're going to do a lot of exercise and hands-on work. So that is, for example, and that could last maybe 2 months, the training. So we tell them, so we do a lot of hands-on approach, but it's also a theory, right? And so we won't let them do anything on their own for a while. As I
For
said,
2 months.
so it's all, yeah, depending on the level, depending on that gap analysis, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to say, okay, we believe that to get from where you are to where you want to be, it's going to take you, let's say, 2 weeks for that. So we're going to have a plan for each new employee. So you're going to be able to work with the solos at the beginning, or you're going to be able to work with the runners at the beginning, or you're going to be able to follow the trainers, etc. According to their specialty, according to their zone of genius, really, according to what they're really good at and what they love doing. So that really depends on the person, but we have a proper onboarding program based on that gap analysis, that where we want them to be. So it's all very systemized.
It sounds like it. Do you have one employee, like an HR person, who that is their sole job, is to do the interviewing and all of that, and then onboarding and watching everybody progress to see that they're making their milestones? It sounds very intensive. I just wonder how somebody who's doing another job could also do that job.
Yeah, you're right. So we are like a family. So our culture is that we really care about our core values, and every one of us embodies these core values. And we don't want to bring anyone that is not going to embody those values. And we all very invested. So not only the owner or the CEO, but everybody in the company feel that every single 1% that we bring on need to almost be vetted by everyone, because one person that mess up can be dramatic, can really be a big issue for the company, right? We're dealing with animals at the end of the day. And so they're all sweet and beautiful and we love every single dog. But if one of them make a mistake, it can put everyone in a very tough situation.
Very narrow margin of error. Yes.
Exactly. And so we all very invested in that. So we will put a plan of action. So a program for that newly hired person. So first up, we have a few people that are going to be part of the interview process. We want also our second in command to give us to vet that person. And then we're going to invite that person to come to our facilities and everybody will meet. We're still small, right? We started only a year and a half ago. So we're not big yet. So we bring that person and we see how everybody reacts to that person. And so that is one component. It's for cultural, we want that person to fit culturally, a good fit. So hire for character, train for skills, right? So you want to hire for character. You want to hire someone who is going to have the right energy, the right sensitivity, the right communication, the right all of that. Because you can train for skills. Of course, you need to have a baseline, but you can train for skill. But you can never train for character, can you? No. So we had hired at the beginning 1 or 2 people that were beautiful on paper, perfect, but just a wrong attitude. And you know what? With a wrong attitude, wrong personality, it's not pleasant anymore.
No, it's the whole company culture.
Exactly. And culture, a strong company culture, that's what makes a strong company, right? At the end of the day. And I'm sure when you sold your company, you had a strong company culture because there's no scaling a business without having a strong company culture. So that's what we believe in. So, sorry, we believe in that. We believe that every time we recruit someone, it has to be an asset. It has to be a great investment. It's not going to be a liability. Even if that person come with this and that, and beautiful, doesn't matter. We'd rather take people who have got the right attitude and we train them to become dog handlers. We'd rather do that.
Yeah. Yeah. You must have a really big pool of applicants because in order to, especially with the younger generation, they're not externally motivated easily. It's not going to be that they want to work for money or so many different things that we're finding these days. But it's hard to find them that are internally motivated to live by your values and things like that.
You're right.
Do you have this huge pool of applicants that you can just pull the cream of the crop from?
Kira, you ask a very important question because the people that you're going to recruit is going to make or break this company. And so you need to be very careful how you recruit. But I'm very, very proud to say we have a wonderful team, very loyal team. And I created 8 companies in different industries. And when I started in the pet industry, people said to me, it's such a difficult industry, labor, you're going to see people don't last. They come, they go. We don't experience that at all. They are very connected to what we do. And we have Gen Z as well as Gen X. And so we have multi-generations and we recruit them according to their character. And it works. It really works. Since we started, I think only 1% was wrong. And I'm afraid to say I was not involved in the recruitment. I think we didn't really pay enough attention to how aligned that person was with our vision. And we have a lot of different tools that make them want to stay with us. And the last one is actually money. So they don't stay for the money, but we give them so much more than that. We give them respect. We give them the part of, we transparent. They know everything. They know how much money we make. They know everything about the company. We completely transparent. They're part of, they are our solutions. We don't treat them like they are in their zone. They're part of the company. So we have retreats, we have team meetings, and they told us for the first time they feel they are respected. They feel that they're not only a dog handler. They feel that they really have a say. They have a voice. We give them a voice, and we hear them, and we care for them.
That was my next question, was how do you maintain that? You have to do it through some kind of ongoing retreats and things like that. So how do you do that? Do you do a retreat once a year, once a month? What do you do for them that keeps their morale
Look,
high?
I'll tell you the 5 dysfunctions of a team from Patrick Lencioni.
No, I haven't. I need to
Okay, so check that out. He wrote a great book called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And what he explained is that in order for you to have the highest performing team, you need to create a safe environment, trust. Okay. What it means is that everybody is going to feel comfortable to come to you, no matter what's happening in the company, because they have the best interest at heart. So they're not only thinking, oh my gosh, if I say that, I'm going to be fired. No, you need to create an environment where people can say everything. Okay. They can criticize you. They can criticize anyone. So the CEO needs to be vulnerable, right? We want everybody to be vulnerable. Then the next level, it's healthy conflict, right? So you get people in execution is everything, as you said. What you do, retreat. So we have team meetings, regular team meetings where everybody can say everything they want. Healthy conflict. We encourage disagreement. We say, how would you handle this situation? We had a situation yesterday. So I'm away. So we have almost a team-led company already. I'm away right now with my husband. We're on vacation. We have a great team. We had a situation yesterday. We say to our second in command, you are empowered. Deal with it.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? And she said, what would you do? I said, what will you do? And she said, I said, perfect. It's exactly what I would do. So you empower your team, right? You're not going to make them feel that every time they're going to do something, you're going to judge them. I may not have done everything they've done. May not, but it's okay. Because at the end of the day, they handled it. They were happy with it. And they made a big deal out of something that was small, in my opinion. A scratch. With a scratch, we may not have taken the dog straight to the vet. They felt comfortable to do that. Say, 100% do it. Is that your judgment call? You do it. Because I thought, what's the downside for me? It's to pay for a vet. I don't care. My team feels good. They're making the decision. Right. Afterwards, we can reevaluate. We can look back at our systems and processes and say, when do we send a dog to a vet? But that is part of the process, an evolving document, right?
Yes. We can never set it in stone.
Except
maybe your vision.
Correct. Even that.
Yes, that can change.
Even that.
Yes, and it should.
Even that is capable. Yeah. And it should. So that's how we do it. Healthy conflict. Then the next level of Patrick Lencioni, it's commitment. You need people to commit, we need to get them to promise to do things, right? They have project, they have this, and then accountability. Accountability is a huge piece. How do you hold people accountable? But not you. How do they hold each other accountable? That is a big piece. That is very important. Then you get results. Poor performance needs to be held accountable, not by the CEO, but everyone. That's when, you have a highly performing team. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that was very helpful. So y'all are planning to expand either through franchise. Is it franchise or are you expanding organically?
Okay. We're considering our options.
So you haven't decided.
Most probably we're going to start a new location, a second location, and maybe a third one. Then we're going to franchising. Because one of the big things for me and that my vision is to have the most impact, right? What is scaling? Scaling is actually to grow the impact that you can make.
Touching more people.
Right?
Yes.
Exactly. So really when we scale, we want to impact as many as we can because we believe we have a great recipe. Our secret sauce is working. We make people happy. Dogs are happy. Pet parents are happy. Our staff is happy. I believe we have a wonderful source, secret source. It's our signature process. And I believe that we should be able to offer that to franchisees, to people who want to get into that field. And why letting them make so many mistakes? Let them enjoy what we have created. We know it works. We know. And we know we're not racing to the bottom. We know we're not doing all of that. Why is that? Why don't we have an issue finding good candidates? Why don't we have an issue racing to increase our pricing? Why is all of these things happening in our company? Maybe we have a secret sauce. Maybe it's our signature process. That's special.
So you haven't been open very long and you're already looking at expanding. That's pretty amazing. What needed to be in place for you to decide, okay, it's time. It's time for us to go ahead and look at this second location?
I think you said it from the beginning, systems and processes. When we nail that, when everything is nailed to the last detail, then it's perfect. So we want to make sure, firstly, we want it to be profitable, right? We want to make sure, we wanted to have a proof of concept. And then we wanted to nail marketing. We wanted to nail sales. We wanted to nail systems and processes. So every pillar of a successful company, we wanted to get to a point where we feel that it's team led. That is the ultimate scaling. Once that is done, then we feel that we're in a good position then to start getting our second equation. Because to tell you the truth, now I know what's necessary in marketing. I know how to recruit. I know what's going to engage our client, blah, 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 blah. All of these systems and processes are starting onboarding new people. We know how we recruit. All of these things we are documenting and having these systems and processes, documenting, recording, all of that needs to be in place before. So I think by the end of the year, we'll be ready.
Expanding is not cheap. It's very expensive. So how do you make sure that your numbers people over here, the money people, and the philosophy people over here are seeing eye to eye? A lot of times there's a mismatch there.
Okay. So you're right. It's not cheap, but it's all about projections. It's all about feasibility study, right? At the end of the day, it's another game. So if you believe that you have a location that's working very well, you believe that you're going to save a lot of money because you know how to do it now. So you have all your numbers. I'll tell you, it's one sentence: know your numbers. That's all it is. If you know your numbers, you're going to be able to say, okay, then know your numbers, have systems and processes in place, and then you know what you need.
Because he proves the numbers work. The numbers prove the philosophy works. Actually, either way.
Yeah.
We were supposed to talk about pricing and we didn't do that at all.
We did
a little bit. This has been so interesting. I've really enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you so much, Kira.
Do you see any bottlenecks in your business that you're like, okay, this shouldn't take so long. We need to rework this system right here? Are you using automations, AI, anything like that?
Yeah, of course.
Tell me about what you're using and what you're finding works really well, what you're finding doesn't work really well.
I think it's what's important when you start talking about automation and AI, right? It's two different things. I think what's important is to look at every job and seeing waste. When I say waste, it means the following. For every job, what I like to do is that I like to list the tasks, what is fun to do, what could be automated, what could be deleted, what could be delegated. Okay. And AI can be part of that. So AI can streamline processes, right? Through automation or through other things. So the first thing that we do is that when we look at our process, we try to leave everyone in the zone of genius. What I mean by that is, for example, I have someone who is the CEO. He is great in what he does. He's fantastic. But he does too many things, and you're talking about burnout, right? So look at everything that can actually be either automated, delegated, and there are some very cheap labor these days that you can find offshore, or you can automate, right? There are a lot of ways to automate, right? For example, after a client comes, that's part of the process, right? You're going to send an automated message to the client saying, did you enjoy? Can you please review or whatever it is that you're going to say? Instead of doing it by hand, you're going to start automating this process. It's just a very simple example that I'm giving you, right? There are many of that. There are many platforms now and AI systems that can help you scheduling, for example. All of these things that you need to use, because if you're going to not to catch the AI train, you're going to be behind, right? But you need to continuously innovation. It's a big word, but innovation can be within every system, looking at every system, every process and saying, how can I streamline? How can I make my team more efficient, more productive? So they stay in their zone of genius, because really these people, what they love, it's to be with dogs. They don't like admin stuff. How do I remove this from somewhere? Or they love talking to the pet parrot. How do I streamline that? AI is very important. There's so many things that you can use.
Give me one example of a system that you replaced with AI. Something that someone was doing that they didn't enjoy doing, and you were able to successfully replace it with AI.
Okay. Something that just comes to mind. We all get thousands of emails, right? And so there are now AI, like Fixer AI, for example, will take care of all of that for you. You just need to put it to, about Fixer AI? Okay. So it's one of them. So that will save a lot of time. That is totally AI oriented. And that is going to get the people who were completely bombarded with emails. And so that is a way to get them to do more things that they love and less of this kind of thing. That is a waste of time.
I so appreciate you spending time.
It's my pleasure. It's absolutely a pleasure to talk to you. So just tell me, what was it helpful?
Yes, it was so helpful.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope we can stay in touch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kira. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.